Betrayed by blood, broken by love. Family was her blood, love was her heart, until betrayal ripped them apart. Now she must decide, forgive, or destroy everything that betrayed her. In a small American town, Emma Carter thought her world was perfect. A loyal husband, a loving family, and a sister she could trust with her life. But everything shatters when she discovers that her sister isn't just keeping secrets. She's sleeping with her husband. Torn between rage and heartbreak, Emma begins a journey of revenge, love, and self-discovery. As family ties unravel and love turns poisonous, she must fight for her dignity, her child, and her future. Betrayed by blood, broken by love, is a gripping tale of betrayal, passion, and vengeance that proves sometimes the ones closest to you are the ones who cut the deepest. The late summer sun bathed the small American town of Brooksville in gold, painting the picket fences and blooming gardens with warmth. Emma Carter stood on the porch of her 2-story suburban home, holding a tray of lemonade. She smiled as her husband, Daniel, tossed a football to their 7-year-old daughter, Lily, whose giggles echoed across the freshly cut lawn. It was the kind of picture Emma had always dreamed of. A loving husband, a beautiful daughter, a cozy house. They were the family she thought she could never lose. Her younger sister, Olivia, arrived moments later. Pulling into the driveway in her sleek black car, Olivia was stunning as always. Tall, with chestnut hair that caught the light, and eyes that carried a sharpness Emma sometimes envied. The sisters embraced warmly, though Emma often noticed how Olivia's hug lacked true warmth, like she was holding back pieces of herself. "Dinner smells amazing already," Olivia said with her usual confidence, stepping inside. Emma didn't know it then, but this day would later haunt her. A frozen photograph of the calm before the storm, when everything still felt perfect. The nights in Brooksville were quiet, almost too quiet. One evening, Emma was folding laundry in the living room when she heard hushed voices from the kitchen. She assumed it was Daniel on the phone with a colleague, but something about the tone felt different, lower, urgent, almost intimate. When she stepped closer, the voices stopped. The silence was thick. Daniel entered the room casually, smiling, holding his phone loosely. "Work call," he explained, pressing a kiss to her forehead. But Emma's instincts stirred. She had always trusted Daniel. But that night, lying awake, she thought she heard another whisper, carried through the hallway, like a secret being told where it shouldn't. The unease began small, like a hairline cracking glass. But once started, it spread. A week later, Emma and Olivia went shopping together. They laughed over dresses, but Emma noticed how Olivia kept checking her phone, typing quickly, then smiling faintly to herself. "New guy?" Emma teased. Olivia's eyes flickered. Something like that. Later, as Emma unpacked groceries, in the kitchen, Daniel's phone buzzed on the counter. He was upstairs, showering. She usually respected his privacy, but the same tone of unease from before returned. The message preview lit up the screen. "Last night was unforgettable. Can't wait for the next time." Oh, Emma's heart dropped. Her hands trembled. The oranges rolling across the counter. Oh, Olivia. Her own sister. She wanted to scream, but instead, she placed the phone back as if it burned her skin. She needed proof, she told herself. She couldn't destroy her marriage and her family over a text. But deep down, she already knew. The truth revealed itself cruelly one evening. When Emma left work early, she parked quietly outside her own home. Noticing that Olivia's car was in the driveway, her pulse raced. Inside, she heard laughter. Daniel's deep chuckle, Olivia's playful giggle, creeping toward the bedroom door. She saw shadows moving, in ways no sister and husband should share. Her world collapsed in that instant. The man she had built her life with, the sister she had defended countless times, they were together. Emma backed away, numb, holding back sobs. She fled to her car, driving aimlessly through the night. The world outside blurred, but inside, her heart was sharp with agony. Everything she thought unbreakable had just shattered. The next morning, Emma confronted them. Her eyes were swollen, her voice trembling but fierce. "How could you?" she demanded, staring at both Daniel and Olivia in the kitchen. Daniel's face paled, his mouth opening and closing like a man drowning without air. Olivia crossed her arms, though guilt flickered in her eyes. "It just happened," Olivia whispered. "You're my sister." Emma's voice cracked. "My blood. And you?" She turned to Daniel. "You're my husband, my love, and you both threw me away. Like nothing?" Lily appeared in the doorway, clutching her teddy bear, tears in her little eyes. "Mommy!" Emma's heart broke again, this time for her daughter, who had no idea how much darkness had entered their home. From that day forward, Emma vowed one thing: she would never forgive them. This betrayal wouldn't be the end of her. It would be the beginning of her revenge. Emma spent the night at her friend Claire's place, curled up on the couch with red-rimmed eyes. She hadn't slept. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw Daniel's hands on Olivia, her sister's, laugh. The betrayal that felt like poison spreading in her veins. Claire brought her coffee. "You can't stay here forever, Em. You need to decide what you want to do." "What do I even have left?" Emma whispered. "My husband, my sister, they were my whole life. You have Lily," Claire reminded gently. "And you have yourself. That's enough to fight for." Emma nodded faintly, but her heart felt crushed, like a fragile glass shattered beyond repair. The Carter family gathered that weekend at Emma's mother's house. Emma had hoped her mother, Grace, would support her. But when she revealed the affair, the room froze. Olivia didn't deny it. Daniel sat stiff, ashamed. Grace's eyes filled with tears. But instead of embracing Emma, she whispered, "Families break when we drag things into the light. Can't you just move on?" Emma's mouth fell open. Her own mother was asking her to bury the pain, to sacrifice her dignity for the illusion of family unity. "For you, it's silence," Emma hissed. "For me, it's survival." Emma tried to shield Lily from the storm, but children always sense more than adults admit. One night, Lily sat on her bed, clutching her teddy bear. "Mommy, why is Daddy always with Aunt Olivia? Don't you like them anymore?" Emma's chest tightened. She stroked Lily's hair gently. "Sweetheart, sometimes people make bad choices, but I promise you, I will always love you. I will always protect you." Lily's tears slid silently onto the pillow. That moment changed something inside Emma. It wasn't just about her anymore. It was about protecting her daughter from growing up in the shadow of betrayal. Pain had burned Emma for days, but grief slowly transformed into something sharper. Rage. Not the loud kind that made her scream, but the cold kind that made her think. She stopped crying. She stopped pleading. Instead, she started watching. Emma noticed Olivia's vanity, her obsession with her reputation in town. She noticed Daniel's vulnerability, how much he relied on his corporate connections, and she realized she could use both against them. Standing in front of her mirror, she whispered to herself, "If they took my heart, I'll take their power." Emma began quietly digging into Daniel's business life. She had always signed papers without looking, trusted him with finances. Now, she opened drawers, accessed emails, and discovered things Daniel hoped she never would. Hidden accounts, shady deals, and secrets that could ruin him. At the same time, she watched Olivia parade around town, pretending to be glamorous. Emma knew how much Olivia craved approval, how terrified she was of losing her social status. Piece by piece, Emma was pulling at the strings that held their lives together. She was done being the victim. This was only the beginning.